What's up, everyone? I hope you guys all had a great day off yesterday. Market, of course, was closed Thursday for Thanksgiving, and today is a half day. The market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern because it's Black Friday. And this is typically a low volume day in the market. A lot of people who travel for the holidays, this is a huge travel day in the US, end up just taking the whole weekend off. And in fact, Wednesday is often a not a short day, but a low volume day because of traders leaving early for weekend travel. So, I was pleasantly surprised when Wednesday I ended up having my biggest green day of the week, up $38,000. We had this surprise news headline that came out, sent a stock up like 113%, and I traded that same stock again today, but the results were not so great. I ended up going red on it, which is disappointing. So today is my third red day of the month. Now, for those of you guys tuning in maybe to this episode for the first time, sometimes I'll have people in the comments say, gosh, this guy only does the recaps on green days. This is so lame. Well, hold up just one second. I recap every single day. You go back, you can watch every single recap this whole year. So I recap the green days and I recap the red days. I just don't happen to have as many red days as green days. And I'm fortunate for that. And part of that is because of a strategy that I've implemented to try to keep the red days as small as possible and as few and far between as possible. Generally speaking, I can avoid red days as long as each day I can still take at least 10 to 15 more trades because it's 70% accuracy. Even if I go red on the first couple trades, I still have time to recoup and go back to green. Well, today I kind of ran out of time. Now, part of that was because it's a shorter day in the market, also partly because the volume is lighter in the market. So unfortunately today, I just ran out of time to recoup those losses. So it's my third red day of the month. I'm down about $6,000. Disappointing, but big picture, glass is more than half full. I'm up nearly $350,000 on the month. So let's see, I was at $344,000 on the month in profit coming into today. So I'm at $338,000. That's an incredible month. My second best month of the year, beat only by last month where I was up just over 400,000. Now you guys know I set a pretty aggressive goal for this month to do $100,000 a week, and I succeeded at that towards the beginning of the month, but I came up short this last week, and I came up short the week before as well. So anyways, $338,000 is where I set. And by the way, for those of you guys that don't know, this is also the biggest sales day, well, it's not a sales day, but Black Friday is when we have our biggest sale of the year here at Warrior Trading. It's on the Warrior Starter and the Warrior Pro membership. So make sure you guys check those out. I'll put links. I'll pin them down in the comments or in the description where you can come over and check out the special coupon codes that we've got going on right now for Black Friday. Okay, so let's start by looking at UMAC. This is going to be a little bit of a disappointment for me because my first trade, I bought this at $10.74 this morning. It ended up going all the way up to over $15 a share, and I'm the schmuck that's red on it? How is that even possible? Well, we're going to break it down in today's recap. Clearly, I had the right idea, but the execution was a little off, and sometimes that's the case. But we do also have a little bit of a variable here, which is my own fault for trading it in spite of this variable, which is that, so we had news that came out on Wednesday on UMAC, and the news was that Donald Trump Jr. was joining as an advisor to the company. And I thought, this is a company in the drone space. Donald Trump Jr. is joining as an advisor. This is only going to be a good thing for this company, which is why I was able to trade it so well on Wednesday. But I also noticed on Wednesday that it had some not very inconspicuous hidden sellers, some iceberg orders. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, how are there so many people selling this stock? It has a low float, and it's a somewhat recent IPO, and it's a blue sky setup. It had millions of shares of volume. Shouldn't have this type of resistance. I checked and saw that they just Wednesday, that same day, filed a registration to sell more shares. So now I'm wondering if they were selling shares on the market and that all that selling resistance was the company unloading into retail traders like me. Maybe, we don't know for sure, but possible. So today, were those sellers back? They were. And this is where I got trapped. They got me today. So I got them, and in net, I'm still ahead, but they did get me back today a little bit. So here's the deal. I jumped in it right at 7 a.m. as it started to pop because I saw volume coming in on this candle, and I was looking for the break through 11. $11 on Wednesday was where we had some resistance. So I was looking for the break of 11. We got the break and it goes up to a high of 11.25. But you know what? On those first couple trades on it, uh, I only made like $300. It was, Black Friday. I was like, go easy with share size. So small base hits. All right, so I got a couple of small base hits on it. It pulls back. It goes up to 11.50. Couple more small base hits. I'm up like $400 on it. Hits a high of 11.67, which I already had marked out as the high from Wednesday. So we have a double top right here. Okay, so we got double top resistance. Then it pulls back and it curls back up. I get back in, we break through this level, we squeeze up to 12. Hidden seller at 12. Had to have a lot of shares buying in order to break that level. So you see 12 right here. It's a little hard to tell, but that level corresponds down here to all of this volume, and it still had a hard time breaking. Finally, it breaks. It goes up to 12.50. Guess what? Another seller at 12.50. Golly. Goes to 12.50, then it goes to 13. Guess what? Another seller at 13. And at this point, I was getting annoyed. But I was catching some small base hits. And I actually made my way up to, this is kind of annoying, $4,000 in profit on it. And so I'm up to $4,000 of profit on this thing. And then things kind of fell apart. So it started to fall apart right here on this little micro pullback. See that red candle? That for me was no good. Jumped in looking for the breakthrough the high, flush it down, and that was a full-size position, lost 2 grand. Gave back half my profit immediately. Then I tried to do a dip here, boom, lost another 2 grand, back to flat on the day. Son of a gun, you got to be kidding me. Now it curls back up right here. I get back in for the break through this level. It goes to 13.50. It goes up to 14. Once again, big seller up there. I add for the break of 14 and it knifes on me. It flushes. I stop out. I lose another 2 grand. Now I'm down 2 grand on the day. It pops up here to 14.50 and I couldn't get out of my own way. Because I got back in it right up here and then I stopped out a 4th time. So I had I think 4 losses back to back on it. But I did have a trade in the interim on SOS. SOS and Debs and PRZO, I got some trades on some of these other stocks that were moving, and they helped sort of offset the losses on UMAC. So I was kind of going back and forth between, a loser on UMAC and then profit on the others. And the reason I kept going back to UMAC was because I would get stopped out and then it would go right back up. So I felt like I had the right idea, but I would get stopped out and then it would go. So then final trade on it, let's see. So we had this jackknife at the open right here, sells off, rallies back up. I got in right here for the curl back up. And that was kind of my final trade. And on that one, final loss of the day. And I was like, all right, that's enough of that. Now I'm below 5,000, which is where I draw the line on most days. And that's especially true on a day like today because I'm running out of time. It's getting later in the morning. I know that it's a half day in the market. It's not getting any cleaner. It's only going to get choppier as the day goes on. And today was a day where I didn't have a chance to feel like I could get 10 more trades. Realistically, if I felt confident that I could get 10 more trades and maintain 65 to 70% accuracy, I probably would have been able to get myself back to flat on the day, maybe green, but it's a low volume day in the market. And I felt like when I looked at sort of the trajectory of what I had just done, that I was clearly moving in the wrong direction, and it just didn't make sense. Now, what's super annoying is that after I took that loss, it did come back up and goes all the way to 15, but then it knifes back down to 13.50. And I saw some people who traded it there and got, caught on that drop. So, you know what? It is what it is. In hindsight, I knew today was going to be a light volume day, but I came in anyways because I show up every day. I got myself in the green by $4,000, and the fact is that was the culmination of probably 20 trades. I had a couple trades as I made my way up to 4,000 that were also on SOS. No, actually not SOS, but Debs and PRZO were a little earlier. So, made my way up to 4,000 with 20 trades, kind of small average winners, and then all of a sudden, I catch 2 losses and I'm back to flat. And then I took the trade on SOS, which put me back to green 1600. And then I took like two more big losses on UMAC and was like, all right, man, I gotta just walk. So, look, in hindsight, you could always say I should have walked sooner, and I should have, and I think that would have been the right decision. But nonetheless, this was the day I walked when I walked down 6,200. So if we look at my recap, or we look at my month of November, it's the third red day, second Friday that's red. So I actually started the month and ended the month with red days. It's still a phenomenal month. I have nothing to complain about. This was a great month. Wednesday was a great day. Today, and actually I looked at last year. Last year I was up 4,500 on Black Friday. So, I mean, I don't know if we looked at every single Black Friday, we could see like what the trend is, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it was worth showing up. I took the risk, and on that last trade, for what it's worth, I did step up with bigger share size on that last trade. Maybe a little bit of that was a little emotion, just kind of like getting stubborn and frustrated. But there's another part of me that was like, I'm looking for this thing to rip and halt up, and it did end up close to doing that, but then it knifed. And if that had worked, that would have been a really nice trade. But I think this is a thing where it's easy on a day like today to kind of get tunnel vision and be like, but the setup looks good. And you're right, the setup looks good. But what are the other factors? It's Black Friday. There's not as much volume in the market. You're not going to have the buyers there to send it to that next level. And then even worse, it appears that the company may be actively selling shares. So it's like a double whammy against you. It's just the way it is. Had it not had, one of those variables, we probably would have been in better shape. Because the fact is, this is a blue sky setup. Typically, a blue sky setup like this with this kind of news would be up a lot more, but with the company seeming to be selling shares or somebody selling shares, we're having a tough time. So a little bit disappointed there. In hindsight, could have saved myself the frustration and just kept size a little smaller today and or maybe not even traded. But I'm like the mailman. I show up every single day, rain or shine, doesn't matter. I'm here. So sick, COVID, fever, doesn't matter. I trade better with a fever. So it doesn't matter. My goal for me is to just be consistent and to be here every single day. And look, some days are green, some days are red. And when I have a red day like today, it's pretty easy for me to be able to kind of like not let it bother me too much because you know you have to look at the whole picture in totality, right? My strategy is very successful. When you look at the big picture of the week or the month or the year, or 5 years, I mean it's like really solid. When you go super tunnel vision of the last 2 hours, if all you saw was the last 2 hours, you'd be like, wow, this guy's doesn't know what he's doing. And in our heart, we sometimes feel that way because we're so fixated on these very short, like moments where we forget, that hey, big picture, life is good. We're just like life sucks right now. I'm down $6,000. Like this is, and then when you let that emotion get to you and that thought manifests, next thing you know, you're trading seeking the emotion of not feeling like a loser anymore. What's the fastest way to not feel like a loser anymore? The fastest way to not feel like a loser anymore right now for me would be if I could make $6,500 and go green on the day. In fact, if I could make 12,000 and go from down 6,000 to up 6,000, that would be even better. I'd feel like a hero, right? And you have to be really careful when your sense of self-worth is tied to your P&L because that's going to put you in a position where you're so much more apt to trade emotion and to just fall into these cycles and potentially spirals of emotionally it's impulsive trading. And it's hard when you're caught in that to have that awareness if that's what you're doing. But that's exactly what it is. So of course, during my stream today, I was pretty clear that, this was riskier and I had the idea on it that it would work, but I also had to be careful not to overstay my welcome. And, I sort of was like, all right, this is my last trade. If this thing works, then it's good. I'm okay. But if it doesn't, then I'm done. And so anyways, ended up taking the loss on the last one and being like, all right, that was kind of my final swing, my final stab, my final attempt, and it was a flop. So Look, it's this is part of the life of being a trader. There's ups and there's downs. And by the way, so on Wednesday, no, sorry, Thursday, just yesterday, I uploaded a new episode. This is an interview that I did with Danny. He's got his profitability badge here at Warrior Trading. And what's kind of interesting about Danny is that during his first 6 months of trading, he was focusing on trading with super small share size. So he was trading with 10, 15, 20 shares, 25 shares, and like a good day for him was $10. $10 was a good day. And he was like, there was a lot of days where I was up $2 or $3 because he was trading with such small share size. But what he knew was that if he could proof of concept of being consistently green with that small share size, even though, it's not a lot of money, that he would be able to scale that up. And that's exactly what he did. And he's currently sitting on the best year of his career. And I know he's up 6 figures this month, just this month. So we're so impressed and so proud of Danny. He's one of our all-star members here at Warrior Trading. So I uploaded that interview, which I hope you guys check out. And I also have an interview that I did just a little earlier in the month with Jess, who's got his $1.5 million badge. He's a little bit further along the line than Danny. He's been trading a little bit longer, but he trades really pretty much the same exact strategy that I trade every day. And I think you'll find his interview pretty interesting. And he said today he's also red. He went red on UMAC today, same as me. So we both took that same trade. We both went red on it. But anyway, so check these out if you have some time. And as always, if you haven't already checked out the Black Friday sales that we've got going on here at Warrior Trading, I hope you check them out. We've got this is our biggest discount that we run of the year. So we've got it on the Warrior Starter, the Warrior Pro, and the Warrior Pro Special offer. The starter includes my day trading course called Day Trading the Basics. I have two primary day trading courses, Day Trading the Basics and Day Trading Strategies and Scaling. The basics is included with the starter, strategies and scaling is included with the pro. And so the pro includes everything. The basics is also part of the pro. So anyways, the basics is a 15-chapter course, and I just taught it this year, retaught it this year, so it's all brand new with updated content. So that's an 18-hour course, and then as part of your starter membership, you'll get a month of access to my live audio-video broadcast, a month of access to the Day Trade Dash scanners, newsfeed, charts, everything, and a month of access to our simulator. So that's all part of the $597 one-time membership. You'll get 3 years of access to the courses, but then you'll get a month of access to those tools. You could also join the Warrior Pro, which gives you access to the starter plus all the advanced classes that I have on strategies and scaling. And with the Pro here, you'll get 3 years of access to the Pro course as a member, and then you'll also get 30 days of access to chat, scanners, and the simulator. Now, what a lot of people are doing is using the special offer, special bundle that we've put together, which is actually going to give you 90 days of access to the tools and a full year of access to my broadcast. Plus, you get a 7-day money-back guarantee. So you can really test it out and see over the next 7 days whether or not it's a good fit for you. So I hope you guys check this out if you haven't already. And I want to thank you as always for tuning in. I love being here on YouTube. I love being able to upload these recaps. I was just thinking about how I started doing daily recaps. I started doing it every single day in, I think it was 2016, but in 2017, that was when I started my small account challenge. I funded it with $583.15, and I said, I'm going to upload a recap every single day as I grow this account. My first goal was to see how long it would take me to grow the account to 100 grand, from $583 to 100 grand. And in fact, that was my goal for all of 2017. $583 to $100,000. That was the goal for the whole year. And I crossed $100,000, I think it was in March. It was 45 days. In 45 trading days, I crossed $100,000. And I was uploading the recaps every single day. I kept growing the account. I finished the end of the month or the end of the year with $335,000. I'll say right now, my results aren't typical. I came into that challenge with a lot of experience, and I was comfortable taking risk, which I had to take. But I really did it because people were challenging me They were saying, Ross, I don't think you have what it takes to trade in a small account. I don't think your strategy works in a small account. And I disagreed with that so much. I said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to prove you guys wrong. And so I did. By the end of 2018, I was at about $800,000 of profit. In 2019, it came up to $1 million. And then in 2020, we had the pandemic. The market went crazy, crossed $6 million. In 2021, crossed $10 million. 2022 came up to 11 million. 2023, 2024, I'm right now at about 13 million in gross profit. The net profit after fees and commissions is less than that, but it's been incredible, and I'm still trading in with the same money that I began that challenge with. I funded that challenge with a credit card deposit. $600 on my credit card. They took out some money for processing, which left me with $583.15. And I've now grown that to like $13 million plus. So, I show up every single day, rain or shine. The recaps, they come every single day. During 2020 and 2021, my recap schedule changed a little bit because I was doing a lot of the live broadcasting. So I was pretty much, you were getting the whole show. So I wasn't doing a recap also. But in any case, I've tried to be out here showing you guys, the whole picture, the good, but also the bad. There's ups and there's downs, and so helping you guys work through the trader psychology aspect of it that can kind of trip us up so much on the red days has been probably one of the most important things. So I know you guys appreciate these red day recaps. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching these episodes, because I love teaching. I love doing this, and I love that there's so many other people out there that are as passionate and interested in trading as I am. So I'm off to my book signing, and I will see you guys back at it. I'll be live streaming for Warrior members 7 a.m. Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the day today, and I'll see you guys on Monday.